for many years, I don't think. But it always used to come up, and he would be in the doldrums for a while, usually at the beginning of an experience. But then by the end of the day, he'd come out of it, and we'd laugh and sing and put on high dance music or high energy dance music or whatever. And this was both with just the two of us and with the group. Mm-hmm. So Myron's birth experience was really, I think, I don't know whether you've ever gotten over it completely. It's heavy duty.
But before I ask Myron this question, let me ask you, what was your second experience? Was it also LSD, or how did you progress into this?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, let me think. I'm having a hard time remembering. Because we used to have groups, and mostly with groups.
I think it wasn't too long a time after you had LSD that we got MDMA. And, that was a whole new turn of things. And we did that with really supreme company. And it was just really remarkable thing. It's just very, very pleasant. So we got into that a fair amount.
Did you put LSD aside for a while there when you got into MDMA and some of the new...
Well, we used different things, we had a choice of quite a number of products. We were very fortunate to have some of those things. So.
Because we talked about this last night, and I told you how my first experience, I was fearful for months. It took a lot of time to get courage. Were you fearful before your first LSD experience? How did you address that going into it, or were you just anxious to do it?
Oh, I was anxious to do it because I didn't anticipate any pain or difficulties. Maybe I should add this a little bit. I'd gotten very well acquainted with Gerald Hurd. He's a brilliant, brilliant man. And he had taken LSD with Hubbard, and also accompanied by Aldous Huxley. And I had liked him a lot. Every time I went to Southern California, I'd always go to see him, and it was great seeing him. He always welcomed me. And then one day he told me that he and Huxley had taken LSD with Hubbard. And I thought, my God, here's one of the most brilliant men on the planet and one of the highest level thinkers. And why in the world would he want to take something like that? And so he told me it was very worthwhile. And so that's when I wrote a letter to Hubbard. And
what did you say in your letter? What did you say in your letter to Hubbard? You just wrote to him out of the blue, right?
Well, the sequence was this. So after I got the information from Gerald Hurd, I hadn't really done anything particularly, but much to my amazement, our president of our company had gone to Canada, and he heard about Hubbard and people taking LSD, and he really got pretty excited about it. And when he came back, he told me about that, and so I decided then to contact Hubbard, and I wrote him a letter. And I think it was only a month or two that he came to Ampex and looked me up.
He just showed up?
He just showed up with his wife and a good personal friend, a very nice lady that they were good friends with. And so we went to, they were in a motel, and I went and joined them there. And then he laid me down and gave me a few whiffs of carbogen. And he was very careful not to give me too much. He's a smart guy. So I think I only had about 4 breaths. Usually we have people 15 or 25 or something. And that really unloads you. And incidentally, that's an area that we haven't discussed at all yet. So we'll get back to that. So it was a short thing and felt really good. And I saw very nice pictures. And so made a really close connection with him. And the result was he invited me to come up in April. I think when we first saw him, I think it was still the fall before. But then I went up the following April, and I've already told you what happened there.
You know, we're circling back to what kind of started this thing is I asked you the difference between a high dose and a low dose crowd, where you fall. Menlo Park was more of I call it Menlo Park, the Institute for Advanced Studies. Excuse me, was sort of a low dose, 100 microgram or so that you were giving people.
Oh no, we gave them more than that.
Oh, did you?
Don't forget, we had Charlie Savage was our medical director, and he was very skilled and very understanding. The people who were going through our program, they always went to him first, and he would talk to them, and he was very good at assessing people. And so he would make the determination whether he thought it was appropriate for them to go through our program or not. And most of the time, I think it's very rare that he ever rejected anyone.
I find that kind of fascinating because today, kids just go out, and teenagers and middle school even, and take acid for the first time with some friends out, sneaking around. Well, you really had a program where you you took people through carbogen, and then you talked to them, you interviewed them before their first session. This was
absolutely. We spent generally we spent several weeks with them. They come in just once a week, and we would see them maybe 3 or 4 times to get better acquainted. We'd give them. Hubbard was the one that brought this to our attention, carbogen. And they would come and we would discuss things with them, find out what their problems were, what they were looking for, and so on. And then we'd give them the carbogen. Do you understand what carbogen is?
70% oxygen, 30% CO2, right?
Right. Yeah, and they would breathe that, and you get a lot of action out of that. But Hubbard loved calling people around, and while he gave me carbogen, because usually I exploded all over the place, and I would shout, "Fuck 'em," or "Jesus Christ," or something. I'd always come up with something. They all got a big kick out of it.
So you were the demonstrator.
The demonstrator, yeah.
You're the demonstrator. And if they saw your demonstration and still felt that they wanted to try it, then they passed the test.
Right on.
Did you subject Gene to any of these tests?
I don't think he ever took carbogen, did you?
I'm afraid to say I didn't care for it. I took maybe 5 breaths and I didn't like it. I resisted, I guess. I guess I was too frightened. Mm-hmm. It's scary.
What was it like for you?
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I was just really scared. Because you put it over your nose. I felt almost smothered. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't open for that one.
But how about before your first LSD experience? Were you frightened at all about that?
Oh, no, I was very excited. I heard Myron's stories about the foundation and about how people got a lot out of these experiences, and I thought, well, it sounds good to me. And I was such a square before that. I wouldn't even think of taking a toke of marijuana, for heaven's sakes. Mm-hmm. But no, I wasn't. I don't think a little bit scared, but
not too intimidated.
No, I thought it was wonderful.
Now, your first experience was around 100 micrograms? Is that?
It was either 50 or 100. I don't remember.
I think it was 100 because by then we were
an ampule, an ampule from Switzerland.
So I assume that you did it a few more times after that, though, before the MDMA showed up.
Yes, we did. Uh-huh.
Always in Death Valley, or did you?
Oh, no, in Menlo Park. When we lived in Menlo Park. No, we used to.
Oh, by then, when we moved, then we moved here, and so we were